the tears we hear life sing. Life sings, life sings, life sings, life sings, life sings. The secrets in the wind she calls across the world, connecting all, swirling around west to east, whisperings of the grand race. The secrets of the silver moon, embracing changing sorrow's tune, in the old and in the new. Its final review. Life sings. Life sings. Life sings. Life
Welcome back to our dear friend Michael Moon, and thank you for that lovely piece of gathering music entitled Life Sings. Good evening, beautiful spirits, and welcome to our Neighbourhood Unitarian Universalist congregation. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here today or, well, this evening in the sanctuary, whether you're joining us on Zoom, or you might even be watching this in a recording that is on YouTube. My name is Deb Bertizan, and it's always a pleasure to be a service weaver, a special pleasure to be doing a Saturday night movement service. I'm your service weaver. Well, here we are. Put your seatbelts on, because tonight we'll be embarking on a journey that taps into the connection with the universe and with the beautiful blue pearl planet that we call home in a very, very unique way. As always, it's important to acknowledge that the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations are the treaty holders of the land where we sit tonight, and that the Wendat, the Anishinaabe Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy lived here before me and are living here now, together with other First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. I offer my gratitude to our First People, past, present, and future, for their care for and their teachings about our earth, the cosmos, and all relations. As 2026 begins, let us recommit ourselves to partnering with our Indigenous siblings to protecting their land and all that grows upon it and within it, and the waters and the air that we share with all the inhabitants, the one, the two, the three, the four-leggeds, the crawlers, the swimmers, and the flyers. Please take a moment now to reflect on and offer gratitude with humility as uninvited guests for the land where we now sit. Thank you. Now, I have a pretty long list of reminders and some notes for new folks about things to keep in awareness about the sanctuary, such as honoring our mask-required seating area, which is over here. Can you guys just wave your hands, Bruce and Natalie? Yeah, okay. That's our mask-required area. Also keeping aisles clear for any mobility devices. Now, in terms of sound, we're a very diverse community of many ages and abilities, which means that we're okay with unplanned little noises or distractions that might typically occur when a gathering of this type happens. Know that you are in a space of love and acceptance where all are welcome. That being said, if you have a phone or another device that can be silenced, I invite you to do that now, unless, of course, you need it to assist you with participating in the service. We also have assisted listening devices, and if you think that that might be useful for you, you can get one from Gordon. Gordon, can you raise your hand? You know, when we do this Sunday morning, it's easier to see, but Gordon's over there. And he's our AV guy tonight. So feel free at any point if you want to get something like that from him. These services can feel a bit long for some folks, and this one involves a lot of sitting and listening. So if there's anything that you need to do to make yourself feel more comfortable tonight, if you need to sit or stand or stretch or pace or fidget, get a glass of water, use the washrooms, please feel free to do so at any point. In other words, you do you. You're welcome to use what we call our wiggle room. Brenda, can you just stand up? I'm going to refer to you. Can you just point to the wiggle room? The wiggle room over there. And there's a comfy couch there and some toys. But we also have a place for the young and the young at heart that you're welcome to join our new lifespan learning leader, Kat. Kat is over by the light at the back there. And so that's our rainbow room. And I think, Kat, you've got some arts and crafts and activities set up. So feel free to go into that place at any point as well. If you're new here, or relatively new, and would like to keep in touch, please fill out a newcomer card. Darn, don't you know, I always forget to bring one up. Thank you. There are newcomer cards. Typically, they're supposed to be in the back of every chair, but, you know, not very welcoming of us. But if you'd like to stay in touch with us, please fill one of those out and just plop it in the basket when we do the offering. And if you don't have one close to you, just look around and maybe ask somebody to pass one to you. Here at Neighbourhood, as part of our pluralistic faith, we're open to many beliefs and we learn from many traditions. We welcome all people looking for a spiritual community. So whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, and whatever your relationship to belief and spirituality, or even to this community is, we're really glad you're here tonight. We gather every Sunday morning at 10:30 for service, both in person but also on Zoom. And this is an open invitation to you all to join us at any time. Our services can vary from week to week, so we encourage you to sample a few just to get a better feel of who we are and what we do. So before I go any further, let's take a moment or so to ground. If you're comfortable in doing so, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Allow yourself to get comfortable in your seat as we hit the pause button for a bit. For some of you, it may have been a big mad rush to get here tonight. Some of you may be experiencing exhaustion from the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, the gatherings, the travel, the planning, the emotions and the noise, all of it. And for some of you, it may be challenging to refrain from fast forwarding and starting to think about what has to be done as the new year begins, as you return to daily life filled with responsibilities. For some of you, that's already begun. And there still may be some stress, fatigue, and unfinished business, residue from 2025. But you know what? None of that matters here, right now, despite the value of acknowledging the tenderness of this liminal time. I read a great line yesterday in preparation for tonight's full moon in Cancer. And it said, January tries to convince us to sprint, but most of us are still limping. The calendar flipped, but your nervous system didn't. I thought that was really wise. So for now, for our time together tonight, let's just put that stress on the shelf. And together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, release some of those feelings of busyness, of planning, or any other preoccupying thoughts that might have taken hold in your mind, anything that might disrupt your ability to be present here tonight. If you're feeling any tension in your body, just notice it and allow it to be freed as we take one final breath and exhale with a sound of relief and release. Let's do that together. And now let's have a moment of gratitude. Not just because science has proven that it's good for our brains, but also because it's a lovely way to transition into the new year. It also strengthens us as we face it in the face of adversity. So I invite you to call to mind something that makes you happy to be alive on planet Earth, or even something that made you smile today. And sit with that thought. Let it fill your heart. And when you're ready, no rush, open your eyes and gently come back. Bring your awareness to the room. And now bring your awareness to folks around you. Because we're moving into time to greet your neighbors. As we traditionally do at all of our service, let's take a few moments to say hello to each other. After you've greeted a few folks around you, turn to the camera at the back, which is above the clock, and give a little greeting to those who are joining us virtually. You'll hear a chime at the end to signal to return to your seats. All right, go for it. It's a busy one. And that's the chime, if you didn't hear it. That's the sound that reminds us to return to our seats. It's always so hard to do that after greeting people. There is definitely a lot of love in the room. But I invite you to come back to your seats. There'll be lots of time to connect after the service. Yes, that means you, Anna. And now, with a sense of presence, let's co-create and then enter into sacred space. And to do so, please join me in either reciting or listening to our invocation projected on the screens. Let us cast a circle of a sacred space here. Let us cast a circle of a cherished space here. A space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world to change, we must craft in our space and in ourselves the seeds that grow a different kind of life. A life of graciousness, of creative intelligence, a place of life and spirit for ourselves and our families. So this is the second year that we are offering the Saturday night movement service. Everybody catches how we did the MUU movements. We thought that was pretty clever. So for those of you who don't know, you're thinking, okay, what are these movement services? Well, there are 4 services here at Neighbourhood over the course of a year that focused on embodied ritual and movement and enhanced participatory elements. They also provide us with an opportunity to get to do some worship in the evening. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and express gratitude for the Reverend Pat Trudeau, who played an instrumental role in supporting the implementation of movement services as extra services here at Neighbourhood. It was with great sadness that we learned Pat died suddenly of a stroke just a week ago, tonight actually. For those of you who didn't know her, Pat was ordained as a UU minister here at Neighbourhood in 2019, and among her many roles throughout the year, Pat served Neighbourhood as pastoral care minister 2022 and 2023, and then as contract minister in 2023-24. A number of us attended a grief circle for her last night and shared stories about how Pat touched our lives. It became so clear that she just had this gift of making everyone she knew or even who she met for the first time feel special and loved. Especially at Unicamp, she was known to many as a fairy godmother. As Rev. Sally expressed in her letter to the congregation, this is a terrible loss. Pat was beloved, and her loss will be mourned by all of those who knew her. May her memory be a blessing. Okay, so here we are tonight. What are we up to? I'll just explain a little bit about the Cosmic Walk. It's going to take us on a journey through the story of the universe and of the earth, from the Big Bang to the present day, celebrating the scientific story of creation as our creation story. You'll have an opportunity to walk the spiral yourself as you silently affirm your commitment to the beings of the past, the present, and the future. The Cosmic Walk and the candlelight ritual will be facilitated by our very own Bruce Lyne and Natalie Zend with live music. Oh, where did Michael go? Oh, well, from Mike. Oh, you're sitting down. Michael, who is sitting down. That's pretty fun. That's pretty funny, Michael. As the ritual ends, refreshments will be provided in the cappuccino room. And as we dismantle the spiral, we're going to dismantle this spiral, and then there'll be an ecstatic dance with DJ Michael P. here in the sanctuary to move whatever stirred in you during the Cosmic Walk ritual. The evening will conclude with a closing circle just before 10ish. One last note, sometimes embodied services can trigger extra emotion for some folks. In addition to the options of using the wiggle room that Brenda pointed out. Brenda, can you stand up one more time? Brenda Ponick. Ponick is a member here at Neighbourhood and a registered psychotherapist. And she'll be available to offer any support in the youth room, which is the one with the light on. She'll be just sitting close to where she is. She just stood up. And if you'd like to have some chat support, just make your way to the youth room and she'll meet you there and she'll join you. Finally, because tonight's service is being live streamed on Zoom and recorded on YouTube, I just wanted to let you know that the areas at the sides of the sanctuary, actually where most of you are sitting, is not camera visible. When you are walking the circle, Not that we're going to zoom in on your faces or anything, but your faces can be seen. And of course, doing that ritual is optional if you don't want to be on camera. Our mission at Neighbourhood is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of the world. Our themes for this spiritual calendar year, which began in September, follow our 8 UU principles. This month, we're exploring our 5th UU principle, the right of conscience and the use of democratic process within our congregations and within society at large. Now that's a mouthful, isn't it? And a tall order at that. I'm thinking within our congregations, sure, UUs tend to be like-minded folks, so that's not too difficult. But exactly how do we extend the right of conscience and the use of democratic process to society at large, where we don't all share the same values, and when some people don't seem to care about the same things that we do? In fact, there are times when I turn on the news, I have to wonder if some people even have a conscience at all. I'm sure I'm not alone with that. And if they do, how is it that they seem to ignore it so easily? And don't get me started on democratic process and who has the authority and power when decisions are being made. As I was preparing for this service, I was thinking how time is such a funny thing. In telling the story tonight, you'll hear and see a visual depiction of how human animals are such a small part of the universe story. Yet in arrogance, many people think that the clock starts and stops with human life. Again, we see evidence of this every day on the news. Greedy people who are focused on self-interest, only giving consideration to their own lifetime. There are takers and plunderers who show no concern for the destruction that they leave behind for future generations. Sadly, the continuation of complex life on Earth is in peril because humans who either lack awareness or simply ignore that we coexist within an interconnected system. Always has been, always will be, that interconnection. In a report on global catastrophic risks for 2026, Jen Orbeck writes, "Our planetary commons, the shared systems that sustain life, have a weak voice in our decision-making systems. Space, the deep sea, fresh water, forests, and ice are not the infinite resources we once imagined, but are part of a delicate balance, providing us with life-sustaining environment. Never did I think that the Greenland ice sheet had anything to do with my future. Yet human activities have affected ice sheets and all other commons to such a degree that they will inevitably affect us all." I'd be remiss if I didn't make mention tonight of revolutionary author, teacher, and activist Joanna Macy, who passed away this summer. She leaves a legacy of energizing groups internationally with a desire to heal the world from the frenzy of industrialized capitalism. Joanna devoted her life to what became known as the Work That Reconnects, a call to action to protect the web of life. So it seems fitting that I end the introduction to this evening with her words from Personal Guidelines for the Great Turning. She says, "Act your age. Since every particle in your body goes back to the first flaring forth of space and time, you really are as old as the universe. So when you're lobbying at your congressperson's office, or visiting your local utility, or testifying at a hearing on nuclear waste, or standing up to protect an old grove of redwoods, you're doing that not out of some personal whim, but in the full authority of your 15 billion years." So my friends, our species has really messed it up. And while I don't want to conflate those takers and plunderers with those of us in the room, it's our species that has put the earth in peril, and it's up to our species to fix it. And if we're truly honest with ourselves, I bet we could all admit that that we can all take some small steps to do a little bit better than we have been doing. So back to the idea of conscience. Please don't ignore what yours is telling you. Now, before I turn the mic over to Bruce and Natalie, I believe it's time for some centering music from Michael.
Get to the joy and fall back again. We climb to the top to find it's not another peak ahead, and then we drop. We're spinning round. Oh yeah, we're spinning round. We're spinning round. About 1,000 miles an hour, the earth it spins. It's flying around the sun over 1,000 miles a minute. The sun is spinning around the galaxy 450,000 miles an hour free. The galaxy is flying about 2 million miles an hour, speeding toward the mystery of the great attractor spinning around.
After you.
I'm Natalie.
And I'm Bruce. welcome all to the Cosmic Walk. This is a ritual that was created by Sister Miriam McGillis of Genesis Farm, New Jersey, back in the 1980s. It was designed to celebrate the new story of creation, the scientific story of creation as we currently understand it, as our cosmic creation story. And since that time, this ritual has been observed all over the world in many different settings, including among practitioners of active hope and the Work That Reconnects, and also among students of Joanna Macy and her colleague, deep ecologist John Seed. Other Unitarian Universalist congregations have offered it as well, and some, like UU Santa Fe, observe it annually on New Year's Eve or at the winter solstice. Our spiral labyrinth today is roughly 42 meters long from the start, thanks Bruce, from the start of the lights at this end all the way into the center. Every 3 meters represents 1 billion years. So that gives us, very roughly, the age of our universe, 13.7 billion years, according to the current scientific consensus. Sana Domingue will be our cosmic walker today. She will walk the spiral for us, and as she walks along the timeline into the center, she is walking back in time to the very beginning of things. And then, as she walks outwards along the spiral, she will be traveling forward in time along this timeline, lighting a candle to mark each time something important changed. Mystery generates wonder, and wonder generates awe. Sana is walking back in time to the center, to the very beginning of it all. And today we take a glimpse of the beauty of our cosmic universe story. It's the story of the universe. It's the story of our Earth. It's the story of humankind. It is your story, and it is my story. And in the beginning, it was dark. Whoa. Gordon, let's have a little bit of light so Sana can see. Thank you. It was very dark. In the beginning was the mystery, the churning quantum foam of potentiality. Through the mystery, all things came to be. Not one thing has its being except through the mystery. From the great mystery, all of us come into being. From the void and the dark came the light and the spark. Some 13.7 billion years ago, a great ball of fire expands outward into the creation of our universe. Space and time, shadows and light, and the universe expands. As the universe expands, it begins to cool. And after about 1 million years, things cool sufficiently for hydrogen and helium to bring with them new forms of matter. I invite you now to breathe in the great mystery that is there from the very beginning, and to breathe out the relationship between these things. And Sana, you can move to the next candle.
1 billion years later, galaxies come forth. Stars are born, They live and they die. Larger stars in their death throes explode to become supernovas. As they blast out into the cosmos, supernovas create within themselves the elements of life. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out creation and destruction.
$8 billion years later, 4.6 billion years ago, our grandmother star becomes a supernova. She gives up her life in an explosion of possibilities. This gives rise to our star that we call the sun. The grandmother star was huge in comparison to her child. And when she exploded, she formed a ball nearly 5 million times the diameter of the sun. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out the sacrifice of our grandmother star.
$4.5 billion years ago, our solar system forms from the remains of the supernova explosion. The sun and a great disk of matter emerge, all the planets and other members of our solar system family. Here begins the story of what will become one blue and white pearl of a planet. The great bombardment begins as comets and meteorites pelt the Earth's thickening crust as it cools. The moon is born when the Earth is impacted by a Mars-sized body, which causes the Earth to tilt 23 degrees to the side, giving rise to the seasons of the year. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of the cycles of the Earth and the moon, and breathe out gratitude.
4.4 to 4.1 billion years ago, over hundreds of millions of years, the Earth grows from dust particles to a large, hot, molten planet with a thin, rocky crust. The crust thickens and cracks, and exuberant volcanoes expel deep earth magma to the surface. As steam condenses over the earth, the miracle of rain and weather cycles begins on the earth. The first rain begins to fall. Torrential rains fall on and on and on until rivers run over the land and pool in shallow island-studded seas. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out the rains and the weather cycles.
$4 billion years ago, the rich chemical brew brings forth invisibly small creatures we call bacteria. Earth comes to life. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of the first living cells and breathe out wonder.
$3.9 billion years ago, those bacteria in the first living cells run out of free food. And so they invent new ways to capture the light and the energy of the sun, which they then use to create new sources of food from water and simple minerals. Cells create a new molecule, chlorophyll, which makes photosynthesis possible. In the process, however, they give off oxygen, at that time a poisonous and corrosive gas that eventually will pile up in the atmosphere and threaten all of life. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of photosynthesis and breathe out gratitude.
$2.7 billion years ago, oxygen-loving cells emerge. The first global environmental crisis is averted by the creativity of these tiny cellular creatures who invent a use for the previously toxic oxygen. They breathe it in, as we do, and use it as energy. Oxygen levels continue to rise until they reach the near present-day levels. I invite you to breathe in the mystery and breathe out creative response to crisis.
$2 billion years ago, the first nucleated cell emerges. Individual bacteria begin to specialize and cooperate. Within one cell, some parts make food, other parts move the organism here and there. The individual parts become less independent, but more secure and inseparable parts of new wholes. These organisms are of the same stuff as all the plants and animals today. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of cooperation and breathe out gratitude.
$1.5 billion years ago, crisis conditions arise as food shortages, lack of moisture, and extreme temperatures. Hungry ancestral organisms learn to eat each other. Sometimes these tiny cellular beings cannot digest what they have devoured, and so a type of sexual union arises. Previously, reproduction had taken place by cells growing and dividing. But with the evolution of sex, the genetic possibilities for life increase enormously. Each new generation is now different from either parent, and death is invented. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of sex and death, and breathe out appreciation.
$1 billion years ago, predator organisms increasingly learned to use the complex biomolecules of their prey organisms, thereby saving themselves the effort of making their own. This quickens the dance between predator and prey, a dance that promotes the vast diversity of life. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out the diversity of emerging life.
$700 million years ago, the first multicellular organisms emerge. Some organisms begin living together in colonies, finding ways to communicate with each other using chemical messages. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of communication and breathe out community.
$600 million years ago, light-sensitive eye spots evolve into eyesight, perhaps in an ancestor of the trilobite. The earth sees herself for the very first time. The first animals evolve in the ocean, and they are soft-bodied. Over the next 70 million years, These previously naked animals begin to protect themselves with shells, and jaws and beaks and skeletons follow suit. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of seeing and protecting, and breathe out gratitude.
$460 million years ago, leaving the water, animals such as worms and mollusks and crustaceans seek the adventure of breathing air, braving weather, and raising themselves up against gravity. Algae and fungi venture ashore as well. The first plants evolve as mosses. Insects evolve with nearly weightless bodies which permit them to take to the air as the first flying animals. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of the mosses, the algae, the fungi, and the insects. And breathe out appreciation. $395 million years ago, the first amphibian animals hop and lumber onto land. They trade in their gill slits for air-breathing lungs and transform their fins into stubby legs, but they continue to return to the water to lay their eggs. Frogs and toads and their kin come into being. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out gratitude for the amphibians. $335 million years ago, the first forests evolve. Over generations, these forests load themselves with carbon extracted from the atmosphere, which later becomes fossilized as coal and oil. As the forests spread, amphibians transform into pre-reptilian creatures with the grand innovation of self-contained eggs that allow them to move inland. The great age of reptiles begins. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out appreciation for the forests and the reptiles.
$235 million years ago, following the fourth and greatest mass extinction on our planet, the end of the Permian period is followed by the emergence of dinosaurs. For 170 million years, these creatures flourish. Dinosaurs, sometimes as large as 40 meters, are social animals who often travel and hunt in groups. Dinosaurs develop a behavioral novelty previously unknown in the reptilian world: parental care. Some of the dinosaurs carefully bury their eggs and stay with the young after they hatch, nurturing them toward independence. I invite you to breathe in the mystery of social connection and parental care, and breathe out gratitude.
$225 million years ago, the first mammals, small and nocturnal, jump, climb, swim, and swing through a world of giants. Some rodent-sized insect eaters evolve lactation, enabling mothers to spend more time in the nest, keeping their young both fed and warm. I invite you to breathe in appreciation for the mammals and breathe out the great mystery.
150 million years ago, birds emerge, direct descendants of the dinosaur, as leg bones evolve into wing bones, jaw bones into beaks, and scales into feathers. They were far larger than today's birds, with wingspans as large as 12 meters. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery and breathe out gratitude for the birds.
$114 million years ago, flowers evolved gorgeous and overt sexual organs, making themselves irresistible to insects by the way of colors, perfumes, and delightful nectars. Insects drawn to the nectar unknowingly transport pollen from one flower to the next, fertilizing the plants on which they feed. The earth adorns herself magnificently and invites the sky creatures into a new dance. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of pollination and breathe out wonder at the beauty of flowers.
$65 million years ago, shortly after primates appear on the scene, the Cretaceous period ends with the sixth mass extinction after an asteroid 6 miles in diameter hits the Yucatan Peninsula. The atmosphere fills with dust and smoke, leading to a severe drop in temperature. This marks the end of the age of dinosaurs and the beginning of the age of mammals, the Cenozoic era. With the dinosaurs gone, the once sheltered small mammals stride into daylight, moving quickly to occupy available ecological niches. Over the next 60 million years, the Earth greets lions, whales, monkeys, horses, cats and dogs, antelopes, gibbons, grazing animals, orangutans, gorillas, elephants, chimpanzees, camels, bears, pigs, baboons, and the very first humans. I invite you to breathe in the great mystery of destruction and breathe out gratitude for adaptation and renewal. And now we are down to the very last inch of the timeline. It didn't fit in an inch, but that's what we're lighting now. The remaining candles are all clustered around that last inch.
4 million years ago, hominids leave the forest, stand up, and walk on 2 legs. The savanna offers the challenges and opportunities for these early creatures to evolve into humans as they move over the earth, eventually spreading themselves over 6 continents.
100,000 years ago, modern humans finally emerge. Shamanic and goddess religions, art, and language become integral to human life. Spirituality emerges.
11,000 years ago, agriculture is invented. Humans begin to shape the environment, deciding which species will live and which shall die.
Starting 4,000 years ago, the classical religions emerge: Hinduism, Confucianism, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam.
160 years ago, scientists begin to calculate the age of the Earth. Humans try to understand how old the Earth is through empirical observation.
95 years ago, empirical evidence of an expanding universe is discovered. For the first time, humans are aware that they live in a developing universe.
71 years ago, humans discovered the double helix of DNA, life's common language.
52 years ago, Earth is photographed as a whole from space. The Earth becomes complex enough to witness her own integral beauty. And the great mystery is here, in humanity, in each of us, and in all of us together. Today, the story of the universe is being told as our sacred story. It's the story of the great mystery that is in hydrogen, helium, new forms of matter, and the relationship between these things.
Creation and destruction.
Sacrifice.
The cycles of the earth and the moon.
The rains and the weather cycles.
The first living cells.
Photosynthesis.
Creative response to crisis.
Cooperation.
Sex and death.
The diversity of life.
Community.
Seeing and protecting.
The mosses, the algae, the fungi, the insects, and the miracle of flight.
The amphibians.
The forests and the reptiles.
Social connection.
The mammals.
And parental care.
The mammals.
The birds.
The flowers.
Destruction, adaptation, and renewal.
The first hominids.
Spirituality, art, and language.
Agriculture.
The classical religions.
Empirical observation.
Evidence of an expanding universe.
DNA. Life's common language.
The earth now complex enough to witness her own integral beauty through our eyes. Today, the story of the universe has been told as our sacred story. The flaring forth continues, and the great mystery is here in this moment, in each of us and in all of us together. This is my story.
And this is my story. Together. And this
is
our
story.
story.
All that we've made, all that we are, everything we said, every planet, every star, all things in time come by. The animals, the trees, the flowers and the storms, the mountains and the seas, all we have known, all things in time come by. All that we love, all that we fear, every country, every race, every song and every tear, all things in time come by. All things in time come by. come by. All things in time come by.
In just a few moments, we're going to invite you to participate in a candlelight ritual in which you will get to an opportunity to walk the spiral of time, this cosmic spiral. But before we do that, it's important for our ritual to create a very strong container to hold our feelings and to hold our commitments to life. And so to create that container, I would like to call in the beings of the three times, those of the past, the present, and the future. Beings of the past, our ancestors, including both the more than human and the human. I call you in to be with us now, so that we may honor the legacy that you have left us. Beings of our time, with whom we share this planet now, both human and more than human. I call you in to be with us now, to remind us of the importance in these perilous times for us to work together, to build on the legacy that our ancestors have left us. And beings who are not yet with us, the beings of the future, those who are not yet born, both human and more than human. We do not know your names or your faces, but we do know that you have a claim to life. Be with us now to remind us that you have that claim to life, and to remind us of our responsibility as those who walk before you to create a good path for you in your time. So, before we begin the ritual, we'd like to demonstrate the cosmic walk. First, you will come to these pedestals and take a candle from the basket. You will light the candle. And you begin to walk back in time. And as you walk back through time, I invite you to contemplate and reflect on how you might honor the legacy of our ancestors, the need of all in our time to work together and make a commitment to create our own positive legacy for those who are not yet born, and to remember our commitment to those yet to be born to create a good path for them to walk in. And as you approach the chalice, remove the drip protector from the candle and place it in the basket beside the chalice. And place your candle in the chalice as a reflection of the commitment that you have made during your walk. And then return, keeping to the left as you walk, keeping to the right as you walk, back toward our present time. Deb will stay by the chalice throughout the ritual. If there are any of you who would like to walk the spiral and to place a candle, but for whatever reason are unable to do so at this time, please raise your hand, and Deb will place a candle in the chalice for you. All right, I would invite you now. Oh, thank you. Those of you on Zoom who are joining us, please, I invite you to light a candle for yourselves and to take the time during the ritual to contemplate your responsibilities and your commitment to life in this time. And Deb, will you light a candle for those who are on Zoom? Thank you. And now I invite you to line up around the spiral, starting here, and take a candle and begin your walk. Because there's so many, I'm just going to let them go. Place these last two candles. First, in memory of Reverend Pat Trudeau, who in her time as a member, and later as a leader and reverend in this congregation and others, walked her commitment in service of life every day. And I placed this final candle for all to reflect all of the commitments unspoken in our hearts.
As I walk upon the earth, you kiss my feet. I take you deep inside of me with everything I eat, dancing with the trees, the rocks, and the green. I'm one with you, one with you. I'm one with you. Born from the sea, flow with your tide. Sip from the stream, take you inside, flowing in my blood, your ocean of love. I'm one with you. I'm one with you. Breathing deep in and out, my lungs are the trees inside out. I kiss the wind and the wind kiss me as we breathe. One with you. I'm one with you. Fire is a spirit that animates me. From the sun to the spark of light that sets me free, burning earth from earth, the flesh from the word. I'm one with you. Feel free to sing this with me. I'm one with you. I'm one with you.
Thank you, Michael. That was beautiful. Now is the time for our offering. Sharing of ourselves is part of every faith community. Volunteer efforts are essential, but rent, salaries, and bills are paid, and programs and events such as tonight are created with the use of your contributions. If you already contribute by pre-authorized withdrawals, we thank you. Greeters are going to pass the baskets around for those who choose to give that way, or you can scan the QR code that's briefly going to be on the screen, which will lead us to our donation page on our website. In all ways, I thank you for your generosity. And if you have found love and acceptance here, if you have found home here, if you have found kindred spirits here, let this offering be a token of gratitude for our common life as we build the common good. So enjoy the rest of the evening. And again, thank you all for coming. Thank you for everybody who put this evening together. And I hope you received what you wanted to receive in being here. Thanks very much.